In the headlines, Borno in grief as Boko Haram attacks claim over 30 lives. EFCC nabs socialite Achimugu over alleged money laundering. Court approves witness protection in trail of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. And on the foreign scene, Cape Town blaze displaces nearly 200 households. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Hawa Adam Kiawa. About 30 persons, including women and children, were killed as a result of Boko Haram activities in Chibok and Kala Balgi in Borno State. 7 mourners were shot dead in a community in Chibok while holding a third-day prayer for a late community leader in the evening, while some commuters died after stepping on an IED planted by terrorists. Several others sustained varying degrees of gunshot injuries from the attackers, believed to be Boko Haram terrorists. The explosive device, believed to be planted by the Boko Haram terrorists, detonated when the vehicles traveling to Gamboru Ngala stepped on the IED 11 kilometers from Oran at the border area and fringes of Lake Chad. Sources from the civilian JTF stated that the explosion happened on Monday morning, killing at least 4 women, 6 children, and an unspecified number of men who were all commuters. Meanwhile, Maiduguri residents have called on the federal government to empower the Civilian Joint Task Force (CJTF) with more training, logistics, and other support to boost the fight against the resurgence of Boko Haram activities in the northeast. Over time, vigilantes have played a significant role at first responders to attacks on distressed communities. As attacks intensify in some states, there has been an ongoing debate over accepting paramilitary outfits to bear military-grade weapons, with some governors and political actors asking people to arm themselves. Trust TV's Bitrus Kurzi has more.
The bloodshed campaign of Boko Haram attacks in the northeast bettered the creation of Civilian Joint Task Force and other vigilante groups to complement the fight of security agents against the dreaded non-state actors. This is because the Civilian Joint Task Force and vigilante groups are familiar with terrains, forests, and communities where these armed groups operate, and over time recorded success until the recent escalating attacks on military formations and farming communities in Borno. Some suggest the reactivation of vigilante groups with the necessary support to boost the morale of paramilitary troops and combatants to improve offensive operations.
The government alone, the burden is too much for you. We want the federal government also to come in and support the state government to support us. In even the area of the livelihood support, even the area of those orphans that we have on ground, we have those about 1,800 plus members of CJTF. So we have those widows on ground, the children.
Some Maiduguri residents believe that with more training and regulation, the challenges of insecurity will be degraded, despite fears that the group can be hijacked for political oppression or personal armies.
If government take care very well to the civilian JTF without any federal security, the civilian JTF will bring peace to this state. I don't see any human rights abuse in the part of civilian JTF as of now. But I'm hearing many things, but you cannot judge what you will not see.
He has to train them if even they are illiterate. To hold a gun now is not a matter of illiteracy. It's your willingness and it's your wisdom.
Don't ever hear something. We have some disciplinary provisions in the Constitution, so we will refer it to the disciplinary committee. He will be suspended or dismissed and hand over to the other security agencies that they will take them to court for other prosecutions. Yes, we have our members now in prisons.
However, security experts warn that arming communities could lead to anarchy while stakeholders continue to debate on the idea. For now, all eyes are on security agencies to protect lives vulnerable to non-state actors. I'm Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
In another story, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have arrested businesswoman Aisha Achimugu at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport here in Abuja. It was learned that Achimugu was arrested in the early hours of Tuesday at about 5 a.m. shortly after she returned from London. The anti-graft agency had earlier in March declared Achimugu wanted over allegations of criminal conspiracy and money laundering. Her arrest came less than 24 hours after a federal high court in Abuja ordered her to appear before the EFCC on Tuesday. The court session, presided over by Justice Inyang Eko, also ordered the EFCC produce Achimugu before the court on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. The trial of the embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on Tuesday resumed at the Federal High Court, Abuja. The court, led by Justice James Omotosho, granted the request of the federal government for witnesses to testify behind screens. At the resumed hearing, the defense counsel, led by Kanu Agabi, told the court that he had 22 members on his team. The judge, however, said he wouldn't approve more than the 13 he had listed. 4 senior advocates have joined the defense team, namely Audu Nunge, Joseph Akubo, Emeka Etiaba, and Onyechi Ikpeazu. The counsel to the federal government, Adegboyega Awolowo, told the court that they had earlier filed an ex parte application for the witnesses to testify behind screens due to the nature of the case and for security reasons. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has criticized a former Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, over what he described as his disparaging comments about Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu, in a post on his X handle on Monday, accused Obi of making unflattering remarks about Nigeria and the administration of President Bola Tinubu while speaking at the event at Johns Hopkins University, USA. Obi had, in a post on his X handle on April 25th, said that the failure of a nation depends largely on its political leadership, as nations could achieve sustainable growth and development with competent, capable, and compassionate political leadership with integrity. The former Anambra governor decried the level of poverty in Nigeria, saying that the country has more poor people than China, Indonesia, and Vietnam combined. However, the Lagos governor said he found Obi's pattern of behavior disturbing. The governor also accused the LP leader of contributing to the increase in poverty in Nigeria. Moving on, a Lokoja Magistrates Court on Monday adjourned a case of alleged negligence filed against 2 boat operators in Kogi to 26th May to begin proper trial of the accused. The Kogi State Police Command, through its National Inland Waterways Authority NIWA wing, charged Musa Dangana and Yakubu Dangana, both residents of Lokoja, with conspiracy and negligence, which led to a boat mishap that killed 19 out of 60 passengers on board on 29th November 2024. The police accused the defendants, who jointly owned a commercial wooden boat, of transporting 60 passengers from the Ikupa area of Lokoja local government area to Kacha Market in Niger State without providing safety materials, life jackets, on 29th November 2024, considering the unfavorable weather at the period. Also, the defendants were alleged to have failed to exercise due vigilance in spite of several warnings against night journey and traveling without life jackets, which allegedly led to the accident and loss of lives in the said journey. The accused pleaded not guilty to the charges. Despite regulatory efforts and the growing availability of fintech solutions, a significant portion of the Nigerian population continues to favor cash for transactions, savings, and business dealings. The presence for physical currency is not a recent phenomenon, but rather a deeply ingrained behavioral norm within both the formal and informal sectors of the Nigerian economy. While digital platforms have expanded rapidly, fueled by increased mobile penetration and technology adoption, many Nigerians still perceive physical cash as more trustworthy, faster, and ultimately more reliable. Victoria Tokolo spoke with residents in Lagos to understand this enduring preference. Her report.
Day by day, even as inflation intensifies and banking services expand, Nigerians are increasingly reverting to the tangible security of hard currency. This inclination towards cash is being amplified by prevailing macroeconomic pressures. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigerian inflation rate surged to 24.23% in March, a notable increase from February 2025, 23.18%. On a month-on-month basis, inflation nearly doubles, jumping to 3.90%. from 2.04% in preceding month. This inflationary surge compels both households and businesses to maintain more liquid cash reserves. With unpredictable price fluctuations and often unreliable access to cashless payment options, physical currency offers a swifter and more dependable means of securing essential goods and services. For low-income Nigerians living hand-to-mouth, holding Naira note is not merely a choice, but a fundamental necessity.
I know that if they won't buy market from my hand now, I like them give me cash because I'm going market on tomorrow. But I like say then give me cash, then transfer to my bank. Now two of them I like. But some people then go do transfer fake.
I prefer cash without bank. Why? Because most of the time, people don't really go to bank now. And most of people don't really like keeping their money within themselves. Well, most of people now, instead of going to buy, some can really even dig their money inside hole to keep it. So that whenever they need their money, they get it in time.
To me, I prefer bank. I prefer transfer than cash. But it depends on the nature of your work. Yes, depends on the nature of your work. At times now, like all those women, they prefer cash. All those women, they don't know how to operate their phones or all this mobile app. They don't know anything about it. So they prefer cash. So that's why I said it depends on the nature of what you are doing.
Okay, I have a number of mobile apps in my phone. I just prefer to go to anywhere and just buy whatever I want to buy and do a transfer and all that. And most time, whenever I have cash with me, I can't really ascertain what I do with the money or account for how I spend the money. So I prefer transfer more than cash. Okay.
Cash offers immediacy, tangible visibility, and a sense of finality in transactions. In contrast, digital payments often feel abstract, potentially vulnerable, and dependent on systems that can be unreliable. With soaring inflation, lingering distrust in digital tools, and a vast informal sector that remains largely unreserved, Nigerians are pragmatically choosing the security of the familiar.
The emirs of Das and Ningi Emirates in Bauchi State have joined forces to fight against the spread of polio virus within communities, especially hard-to-reach areas in the state. The move is geared towards eradicating polio and safeguarding the lives of children in Nigeria against the disease. Trust TV's Adam Imam reports.
Following the recent reports by United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF on the resurgence of polio virus in almost 9 states across the Federation and persistent resistance of the vaccines in some communities, the two emirs met during an awareness campaign at Gadar Maiwa in Ningi local government area to address the situation.
Reception from the communities, they've shown zeal to cooperate and as well accept the vaccination against the previous practices. So we are together, all the malams, the imams, the kalajis, all are here. The people of the community are here with us. You can see all across the men and women of this community. happily celebrating this activity.
However, in Bauchi local government area, ad hoc staff on immunization exercise in some communities say many people have accepted the polio vaccines, except for a few. Honestly, we don't have problems with accepting polio vaccine here. To the best of my knowledge, there is no cause for alarm as long as the intention to immunize our children. We have seen different diseases in the past which are being tackled through vaccination. So I advise our people to accept it and move forward. No matter what we do or say, some will agree to immunize their children while others will resist. That notwithstanding, we thank God because the percentage has increased due to the motivation by UNICEF and other partners. Our only regret is that our Fulani settlements hardly vaccines. A resident of the area, Nasiru Adamu, and the village head of Miri Ward, Abdullahi Kabiru, appreciated the government's efforts and other partners for saving the lives of their children through polio immunization. Before now, the strategy was to lure some of the children or parents by giving them sweet biscuits, powdered milk, or anything that will attract their attention and make them agree to be vaccinated.
We don't have much issue in this exercise because most of our community and the community leader are giving their maximum cooperation to see that this thing is going normal. And normally, if we have problem, we can go and talk with the community leader. In case that if we get one household that refuse to take the vaccine, so immediately we can talk with the community leader.
Recently, the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF supported Bauchi State government with 2.5 million polio vaccines as part of effort to save children from polio virus across the state. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
This is the news update on Trust TV coming up after the break. Troop shares secret inside energy precision in stunning performance of the Korosu dance. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Borno in grief as Boko Haram attacks claim over 30 lives. And EFCC Nabs socialite Achimugu over alleged money laundering. Moving on to more stories beyond fostering unity, culture serves as a distinct marker of a tribe, ethnic group, or nation. However, the increasing influence of modernity poses a threat to African cultures, particularly in Nigeria. Undeterred by these challenges, the Ham people are resolute in reserving their cultural heritage for future generations and showcasing its richness to the world. Cultural celebrations like Tok Ham in Kwai Jaba local government area of Kaduna State are key to achieving this. Trust TV's Bella Musa has details.
The ancient city of Koi came alive with a vibrant cultural celebration, a powerful reminder to its inhabitants of their ancestral norms and values.
Folio which we farm in large quantity, that you allow His Excellency to do your work. I can sign the Excellency ensuring that
the Tukham Festival stands as a unifying force for the sons and daughters of Hamland, drawing attendees from across the globe.
On a day like this, we meet with people from different places to enable us get to know one another better.
The day of the tradition, we come to celebrate our Hamdi, to celebrate our tradition today, whereby the name of the tradition is Tisebo. Yeah.
I feel as to jump, I feel as to dance, I feel as to do whatsoever, because the day is a D-day for us.
We were born to see our parents celebrating the day, although it was disrupted due to several reasons. But we are, however, trying to revive it now. With culture and tradition facing erosion due to modernity and other factors, Tukham plays a vital role in preserving the ancestral values of the Ham people.
Remind us and the young generation about the culture, because some of our children today don't know what is happening, but the aims of this gathering will help them to know, wow, so Ham have this, they have this. Some of these children now, if you ask them about this Ham Day, they will tell you that some of them have never seen what they have seen today.
The display of cultural performances is to pass the culture to the next generation. That is why the event is important to us. While the celebration offered a colorful display of cultural heritage, the predominantly farming community of Hamland reported that ginger scarcity has negatively impacted their economy and consequently the scale of the festivities.
On the same note, traditional music and dance remain central to Nigerian cultural expression and community celebrations. Goroso, like many other Nigerian dances, is a vibrant Hausa Fulani dance that is practiced with dedication by performers across Kano State, which has gained recognition worldwide. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim met with the Goroso troupe that told him how it works to maintain energy and precision in their stunning performances. Here's the report.
Traditional music, dance, storytelling, acrobatics, and other traditional performances have always been part of Nigerians. Goroso is derived from the bell worn on the ankles of the dancers. These rehearsals help keep the traveling theatre groups fit and ready to always captivate audiences. This traditional dance called Goroso attracts many women and men from various local governments in Kano. We are all government employees and we train others on dance, playing of musical instruments and many other things that we have to do with tradition. Abdulaziz Mahmood is part of the main attraction of the circus performances of the traveling Goroso troupe, which includes acrobatics, dance, and tricks that always leave audiences awestruck.
In any event we go, we do normally do it. Why? Because it makes people to be happy and it makes people to be fun. Even they are somehow dull. When you say come out and bail, we have inside the water into his tummy and they will say it was poured inside the newspaper. Out of the newspaper, we bring it out from the newspaper and put it inside his tummy. So from there, we bring it out again and we put it back to the newspaper, then we pour it away. So people will be very impressive and they will like, wow, what's going on like this? People will be feeling that it's a juju, but it's a tricks.
A cultural assistant at the Kano History and Culture Bureau, Jummai Abdurazak, says these dances are not just about entertainment, but represent a community and culture that has become loved the world over.
You know, Goroso dance, white people, they love Fulani culture. They love Hausa culture so much. So the way you know, where they took care of us, they were happy, and they liked the dances and everything. They like it so much. They like the culture. And our costumes, you know, they love Hausa costumes, Fulani costume. As of me, I started when I was in Form 1, finished my secondary school, come down to continue working with them. So it's a profession. And I've been to a lot of places with it. I got a lot of things with it. I helped my parents with a lot of things I got from them. You know, if you get there, they'll pay you in dollars, you come back, you know, you help your people and your... So, encouraging them by telling them that, look, I've been to Kingston, Jamaica. I've been to United States of America.
But nowadays, in every occasion in Nigeria, there is NAFEST, annual event that usually took place each year. Are you getting what I'm saying? Hardly these colossal people were let come back empty-handed. The most of them are exactly. They want gun, they want plastic, because there are about 5 yearly annual events. The NAFEST, the African Art and Craft Expo, Culture Quiz Competition, Carnival, and hardly to go back there and come back empty-handed. Are you getting what I'm saying? Even at every occasion, whenever also featured at the end of the occasion completely, because they are very, very popular. They travel very wide, far and wide, in Africa and outside Africa.
Koroso continues to inspire pride and preserves heritage, captivating audiences while celebrating the rich culture of northern Nigeria. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
And on the foreign scene, residents in Cape Town, South Africa have been evacuated from at least 198 households, including 48 residents who require special care, as a wildfire broke out in Table Mountain National Park on Sunday and spread to the city's southern suburb of Tokai. Local authorities intensified rescue operations on Monday. Reports say firefighting trucks and helicopters were seen on Monday during a visit to Tokai, a large residential suburb located in the foothills of the Constantiaberg Mountains. The Western Cape Department of Environmental Affairs and Development said the wildfire has not yet been brought under control, and that government agencies have mobilized all available resources to combat the fire. Firefighters have divided the affected area into 5 sections to maximize firefighting efforts and try to control the fire based on wind, speed and direction. Some areas of Table Mountain National Park have been temporarily closed while the cause of the wildfire is still unclear. And with that, we've come to the end of news updates on Trust TV. Make sure you follow all our social media handles or watch us live on our YouTube channel for more updates. I am Hawa Adam Kiawa. Thank you for watching.